Hello. Let us look at how we can reinvent ourselves so that we feel renewed, energized, and refocused. And this is important as we begin 2025. This is not about New Year resolutions, this is about ourselves. I have 8 points I would like to tease when it comes to the process of reinventing ourselves. And this is for you because it has helped me quite a lot in my journey to renewal. The first, it's for you and I to reflect on ourselves, to ask ourselves, how do we feel about the now, the self right now? Are we satisfied? Are there certain areas of improvement? It's a question that can only be addressed by you, just as I've done it myself. It's very helpful, to be honest. The second point, it's that we then say to ourselves, do I want to change? If so, what do I want to change? What are my values? If, for instance, my values require to be reprioritized, we indicate that. For example, if my values are such that they impinge on freedom and joy, I have looked at how to actually rearrange my values so that freedom and just joy are not compromised. And I suggest you also ask yourselves, what are your values? What are these matters in your life that impinge on just joy or inner peace? Then what follows, I suggest, because again it has helped me quite a lot, is to set very realistic goals. Nothing out of this world. It could be every day when you wake up, you jot down 3 things. If your weakness, for instance, is to procrastinate, you then indicate what it is that you want to tackle first because it is difficult or it's challenging. And then you look at the second and the third. If, for instance, you tackle what you find challenging, the rest of the activities for the day just flow, they become very easy. So procrastination sometimes creates difficulties for us because we then end up with a feeling of guilt, and the whole thing, we keep on kicking the bucket down the road and it goes on. So I suggest you cultivate the habit of getting up in the morning and jotting down 3 things that you would like to achieve that day, and they need to be achievable and not matters that are going to be so difficult and so challenging that you again slip back to not achieving anything and then just feeling guilty. The fourth aspect that I would like us to look at, it's what has worked for me to build morning habits. Morning habits, because when our morning habits are such that there is order, there is focus, and there is planning, the rest of the day becomes very easy. It may be difficult for the first 7 days, for instance. However, my experience has been that once you reach the third week, the morning habit becomes natural. You get up in the morning, you set aside quiet time, you go for a walk if you want to go for a walk, you come back, you hydrate, you come back, you start jotting down the 3 things that you want to do that day, starting with this one that is sticky, the one that makes you lazy and doubt, but to do it. There comes a time when it just becomes natural. It becomes your daily easy routine. So that is the fourth activity that I suggest as we are in the process of renewing ourselves. What I also suggest is that we commit to educating ourselves, to doing things that we have been dreaming about. However, again, these decisions need to be for us to do what is achievable. Reading a chapter or 2 in a self-development book, registering for a short course in video shooting, registering for a short course in digital marketing. It can be anything. For instance, I cannot swim. My dream this year is that I get a swimming instructor so that I can just enjoy floating. I usually love just to watch people being comfortable in water. So I would like to be educated, and I would like to educate myself when it comes to that, so that I can just enjoy swimming. The sixth activity that is very, very helpful to me, and I do hope that it will also be helpful to you, it's to embrace setbacks. Setbacks do not define who we are. Setbacks actually become learning lessons for us to grow, to avoid repeating those mistakes, if there were mistakes, but they become lessons, and valuable lessons to transform ourselves and to be in a position to help those people who will get into the same pitfall. So I do treasure that. No self-condemnation, no giving up, to literally embrace setbacks. What is also very important, and this is the seventh activity, some people usually wonder how we can be grateful when, for instance, our lives are facing challenges. The fact that we wake up breathing in and out, the fact that we sleep, the fact that we have a roof over our heads, the fact that we have family and friends, these are matters for gratitude. The fact that we breathe fresh air, these are matters for gratitude. And however it is outside, gratitude is very important, because when it comes from within, it changes how we look at the outside world. It changes our actions, for instance, and we then begin to attract positivity, because it has to come from within, not for us to fake it, to be truly grateful and feel grateful. And then finally, very important, when we renew ourselves, it is our decision. Some people may find that is if we announce, they may come up with negative comments, etc. So, what is important is that the process of renewal also requires that we surround ourselves with people who are positive, who are encouraging, who are forward looking, and if there are negaholics in our company, we know how to handle them, or we simply just avoid them, because self-renewal is very important. Self-renewal, particularly in a world that is facing calamities, challenges, noises. There is just so much negative stuff. However, for the world to change, you and I need to change and be strong inside. You and I, it starts with you and I actually. Then the rest will follow. Because if the process of renewal, for us to be confident, for us to feel anchored that all is well right now, we may find ourselves thinking that the world is upside down, whereas the world is not upside down as long as we are still and know who we are. I'm Linda. I would like you to like this video if it makes sense, and to subscribe so that you get notification when there are other videos. And I thank you for watching.